That's right. Yeah, we're coming on live. So, folks, another version of Salina, whatever the heck it's called. Anyway, starting to get a few of these little shows. This show, we've been talking a little bit about all the financial issues in Salina, the direction Salina's going, on and on, covering. You can always go back and watch some of our other shows. But today, we started talking the other day a little bit. You and I were about the city manager. We saw in the paper that he was looking at a second job. He applied for a job in Topeka last year, did not go early in the year, didn't get that, and now he's applied in Springfield and didn't get that. What's some of the let's talk about that today.
Well, maybe you're breaking news now. I wasn't aware he didn't get that job.
Oh, I don't know if he didn't get the job or not. Okay, he didn't.
I don't think they've made the decision
Oh,
yet.
no, okay. Well, I probably just spoke out saying he didn't.
Okay.
He didn't get the job, but he's looking at another job. He's one of two finalists.
Well, you've been right about a lot of things.
I'm right about everything.
You might be a little nervous.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you're at least hitting 50-50.
50-50, yeah.
So, yeah.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day. So what does that mean? And if you were in that position or I were in that position, by the way, former Mayor John Blanchard and former Mayor Aaron Householder, for those of you who don't know us or don't want to know us, you can at least you can watch us from afar and turn off the volume and make fun of us or do whatever you want to do. But anyway, today we're going to talk about, again, the city manager and, is it an opportunity? Is it a problem? Is it how do you feel about that?
Well, that'll be a long answer. So let me just kind of sort of just distill it down to the main concerns that I have. And I'll first say that I think it's a great opportunity for him. Obviously, it's a community that's about 160,000. Topeka was about 130. Salina's dropped now to under 47.
Hence our background.
Yeah.
We're moving away. We'll talk about that in another episode.
So anyway, maybe he's just getting on the bandwagon. I mean, if everyone's leaving.
Everybody's leaving, he's leaving too.
So I mean, it would be a good opportunity. Anybody that's in a smaller community that wants to move up in their career or whatever, I think it's a good opportunity. So I certainly understand that part of it. But I will tell you this, is that I'll tell you what my main concerns are. My main concerns are that we've embarked upon some really huge multi-million-dollar, multi-year projects that are going to be long-term maintenance obligations going forward into perpetuity. Right. So I'm a little concerned that he's gotten all these started and is looking. I mean, it's not like he was fired and is looking for another job, but he has proactively gone and said, I've got all this stuff started. I'm going to leave before we really get into the hard lifting of it. Right, so it's really, and I'm concerned because it's really easy to come up with great ideas and to gloss over the risks and
that's a line of history.
I know, and to just push things, and really, there has been a push to get some of these things done without proper planning, without proper consideration to the fiscal impacts, without a lot of that, and they've just been kind of like forced through. And so now that the hard part comes, it's like, oh, okay, we're on our own, and it's like,
so let's look at the city manager from that standpoint. If I were in office right now, or if if they bothered to ask my advice, which they won't.
Yeah, well, they never never wanted it. They never wanted it to begin with.
But if it were me, I would be in the process of looking for a new city manager. Because obviously he wants to leave. He's applied once, didn't get it. He's applied the second time, may still get it, may still move on. But why wait until he's gone? He's wanting to leave. Start the process of looking. And in all honesty, after 2 attempts,
well,
you kind of just say, look, obviously you don't want to be here, and you replace him.
Well, I'll go back to kind of what I said earlier, and only with a small little sort of condition, and that is that, if you've gotten a community to the point where you're saying, hey, we're making this community into something that's really special and it's going to really change the face and it's a game changer for Salina, why don't you want to stick around and do that? Because here's the thing, I would understand if, and he probably, when the Lawrence job came up, I just assumed.
Springfield, me.
No, Lawrence, when they, like back in 2015 when they changed city managers, I suspect that he probably did because, if he wants a bigger city and a higher profile, then Lawrence was right down the street. And think about it. If Topeka is your dream job, then you applied for the Lawrence job.
You applied for Lawrence. Yeah.
So that's my concern. And so here's my thing. Now that it's second and probably third, fourth, or how many ever jobs have been applied for, we're coming into some big projects where we're going to have a continuity of leadership.
Right, absolutely.
Because I got to tell you something. You can't be looking over your shoulder every month or two and going like, geez, I wonder if we're making this big decision now.
Right.
Are we going to have a city manager here? Or are we going to be stuck in the middle of trying to find one?
And we're not just
while we're doing all this other work.
People here. We've both worked with Jason in the past. We've seen his strengths and weaknesses and things. I think he understands policy very well. I think he's extreme. Well, I think he understands the general rules.
I think he understands personnel management.
Right. That's what I mean. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But as a negotiator, he was terrible. He was horrible as a negotiator. He didn't follow up on a lot of things that I think we thought were very important, including investigating conflicts of interest of a current commissioner, things like that, where there's overwhelming evidence. But they just seem to have dropped the ball on that. Things we've interacted with the county, I think, have become more hostile than they needed to be as a result of some of his negotiating skills. Again, nice guy, well dressed. He's a snappy dresser, whatever. However you want to look as a city manager. But I think there again, when somebody's heart is in the moving to another town, you can say all you want that. Right. No, I'm going to work up till the day I leave. I just don't believe that really happens. And you hit the nail on the head that this downtown project is a massive project with hundreds of millions of dollars invested or going to be invested supposedly over the next 20 years or so. Most of the projects you and I have our feelings on are not going to be successful. And it's not that we're negative. It's just that we're being, informed and critical. We've been there. We know what the financial status of our community is. We've talked about that in another video. We may have another video directly to that. It seems an odd time for him to jump ship. If you truly believe in this thing and you spent 13 years in the community and this is the biggest thing that's ever going to happen to it, why the hell would you leave right in the middle of it?
Well, I wouldn't want to leave and leave it to chance that the next guy who comes in is going to screw it up.
Right, absolutely. So to me, I think you can almost suspect that even he is aware that this thing has come off the rails.
I think that I think that everybody recognizes that there is risk, and there's substantial risk.
Right.
I think the biggest risk when you've kind of said, "Hey, look what I've done and look what I've gotten accomplished and approved and all that stuff." Stick around it. At least get it through the hard part.
Right.
Yeah. Because
we live with it when it fails.
Well, and here's the thing: we haven't even hit the hard part yet.
Oh, right.
Because the hard part is when everybody knows what the details are.
Right. Well, and that's one thing, but we'll do a special downtown movie later. But to wrap it up, so we don't keep this too long, what should the commission be doing currently? Should they be looking for a new city manager, whether win, lose, or draw? If he gets the job, is it time for him to go at that point and just say, "Look, you obviously don't want to be here. We're in too big of a project here to have somebody jumping."
Well, here's the thing.
We have obviously Mike, his assistant. We would hope would stick around. It seems a good guy. I always liked Mike as well. I don't know. It'd be nice to have some consistency carry through.
Yeah, I think you need that continuity. I'm not sure that it needs to be, obviously there would be an interim tag, but I think that the community needs to go out, see who the best candidates are, be, and if it ends up being the deputy city manager, Mike Scragg, then yeah, certainly you want to hire the best person available for the job. So, but I wouldn't just I would certainly open it up.
Not just move Mike up, of course, but I feel confident in him being here and helping.
Right, I think
I would want to see him.
I think at least to continue in at least the same role, and obviously it would be a heightened. He would be more critical at that point to the organization because of his history with the projects. But it kind of begs the question, and maybe folks can comment on their own. And I'm reminded by The Clash
Yeah, should I stay or should I go?
Yeah,
yeah, right. Yeah.
What is it? If I stay, it will be.
If I don't know. Yeah.
If I stay, it will be double.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a roll of the dice.
I've sung the song for 30 years. You think I know the words?
Exactly.
But that's the only one of every song that I know.
All right. But anyways, that'd be an interesting thing because I think other people have their own opinions and stuff. And as far as personalities go, I'll be honest with you. You know me. I tend to stay away from the whole, oh, hey, they're a good guy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? I knew Jason, and I know Jason on a strictly professional level.
Right.
I've never hung out with him outside of the city or any of that. So, the people that know him best probably are the best to judge that.
Right.
And I wouldn't be one of those.
Yeah. Like I said, I was, only 4 years there, and a few years as a planning commissioner and some other things. He's definitely friendly enough, and I think has a decent personality for that. But I can't say that I 100% agree with his approach to a lot of things. I think when the city managers here this long, they tend to become a little too
long in the tooth.
Long in the tooth. They no longer really are at. They say, "Oh, I'm working for the commission," but after 13 years, they're really kind of not. And especially when you get commissioners,
it becomes very political, and when you start loading up pork on public-private partnerships,
then that's an overused phrase, and we need to have just a show called Public and Private because why is it always the public is footing the bill? Because with this downtown project, they want us to buy this parking lot when it was their idea to build this thing in this spot, held us ransom and said, "Oh, you're going to build this, but let's do another video on the downtown field house." So, the question is, does the commission use this as an opportunity?
For change? Is it time to make a change?
Is it time to make a change? Yeah. He obviously wants to make a change. Is it time for Salina to make a change? And
I'm reminded of that. There was a book, and our female viewers particularly will get this.
You
because
didn't read 50 Shades of Grey.
No.
Oh, okay, just making sure. Yeah, okay.
No, but I remember a friend of mine told me one time about a book that was out there, and it was called "He's Really Not That Into You."
Oh yeah, right. Yeah,
right, and so I don't know exactly what it was, but it kind of begs the question: if a guy keeps looking for other jobs, is he really that into you?
Really that into you? Yeah, right. Where's the
so? Anyways, hey, ladies, you can comment, or guys that have read that book too. Feel free. I don't want to discriminate.
Opposition research, so to speak. But anyway, well, thanks for joining us. We're going to do some more shows.